Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my very beautiful and delicious and wonderful little babies out there. Okay, it's all right, I'm just organising myself. Now then, we're going to have some light on the subject, so you all know me by now. For my beautiful little babies, you know, who do come across me, okay, and also for my beautiful little subscribers, okay, and you know, for everybody, okay. Now then, I'm a little bit late in starting, and anyway, right, there we go, beaming up Scotty. Right, what it is, I only managed to get one video done last night. Now, this is not because, okay, it is not because of the physical aspect. Meaning, I could have, you know, done all my readings. Yes, I could have done all my readings for hours. But what it is, you see, is that my phone, when it's normally on a high charge, what happened was it was on a low charge. Now then, because I wanted just to do all my readings, like, you know, bang, 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 right? I didn't want to stop and then have to start again. Do you get what I'm saying to you, sweet? So anyway, well, that's what happened. So, my delicious little babies, yes. So, taking off from where we left off yesterday evening, that's before, obviously, I couldn't do anything else. Anyway, I'm going to be busy today because, you know, I must get, you know, me read. I've really got to do it now because I haven't even done my videos on blooming TikTok for a while now, and I need to really catch up with this. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so I'm going to do it all today and do everybody's readings today on YouTube as well, okay? So, I want to have a little talk. Well, you all know what I'm like by now for that, okay? And what I want to talk about is, I'm noticing that a lot of, well, you know, there's many things that I like to talk about. You know, well, I just like talking full stop. At the end of the day, yap, 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 yap. Okay? Because I'm very thankful and grateful for my vocal cords, okay? And my throat. I am. Right, now then, so, I'm noticing that there's an awful lot of individuals who are feeling poorly. I mean, I seen a dear lady this morning when I was walking my little Rubes, just down the road from where I live. And, you know, me being all happy and jolly, you know, because I am usually always happy and jolly. Like I said, it's a rarity that I am not at the end of the day. Do you understand what I mean? Simply because I like to be happy. Do you know what I mean? That's just me, okay? So, come rain or shine, that's me. Right, I'll always find something to laugh at, right? So I said to this dear lady, I said, oh, good morning, you know, how are you, my little lovely? And she said, oh, very sad she was, oh, God bless her, that her, a dear husband has had a heart attack. And not only that, but apparently 5 weeks before that, he had his first heart attack. Right? Now I'm even seeing individuals on my road. You know, I mean, there are some who are, like I said, well, you know, I'm not talking about every single individual on my road. I'm just saying that some are not very well. And I'll tell you something else I've been hearing about as well a lot. It's very strange, this is. Sciatica. Now then, I do not really know anyone, really. I mean, I'm dear good Jesus Christ of Nazareth, please God, that I never get it. But what it is that all of a sudden, I mean, I've came across 5. And here's the thing as well, they seem to be men. And when you speak to them, you know, and you say, oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, yes. They all seem to be having the same thing. So, we We wonder what's going on there. Well, yes, we do. Have my thoughts on the matter. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything. And please excuse me, I'm just having my coffee. Look at me beautiful Marilyn. Because you see this dear cup, you know, my beautiful dear and juicy and delicious and wonderful dear friend, my beautiful little Yaz. Oh, she brought me that. Yes. I love my little Miss Marilyn Monroe. Do you know? Well, I love my beautiful dear little Yaz, my dear little friend, and you know, and all my dear little friend. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, let me get back to the matter in hand. So yes, so there seems to be a lot of illnesses going around lately. There does. So one's got to wonder why, haven't they? Yes. Now then, something else. You see, so I have to be careful, you know, what I say. But I've noticed quite a while now, and actually it's increasing, you know, up in the sky, if you know what I mean. Okay? And like we're looking at what? About 8 a day. And of course, everybody, you know, we're all down here, do you know what I mean, walking around. And it just absolutely shocks me and surprises me that no one, you know, really looks up at the sky. So you see, what I do is I point it out. You see? Now, of course, at first, everybody thought, oh, you know, she's a bit cuckoo. But I'm not. There's nothing wrong with my mind, I can assure you. But now that I've shown them all, I don't know. So, what I'm really saying is, please, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, for those of you out there, please do your research, if you get my meaning. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? Because like I said, I mean, we're nearly in spring now, aren't we? We're in March. I mean, it should be warmer than this. But I mean, it is. It's cold where I live anyway. It's not warm. I mean, I remember at one time, you know, in March, and the same in the summer, you know, where it was just always lovely and warm and nice. And what it is, you see, something else as well. I mean, I just want to mention these little things. Do you see what I'm saying to you? There's a point to everything that I say. Is that what's happening is, you know, like you would see, there's little pussycat, she's lovely. Anyway, right, sorry about that. I do just get distracted, you know. Right, anyway, getting back to the matter in hand. Now, what's happening is, right, is that because things have been changing, shall we say, yes? What's happening is flowers, you know, like flowers, little flowers and things like that, yes? They're all like growing at a different time to what they should be growing at. They are. And of course, I've pointed this out as well. Do you see? I mean, to be quite honest with you, I mean, there's a lot of things that I point out. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, sorry about that, let's rewind. Right? What it is this. If you remember on my video yesterday evening, and I was in a, you know, I was in a giggly mood, to be quite honest with you. I mean, everything I just, you know, thought was hilarious. Right, anyway. But I like to point things out. In fact, I'm forever pointing things out. It's like today, I was sent, this morning actually, I was sent a WhatsApp a message, you know, on WhatsApp. And what it was a very short little video. So, and the thing is, and this is what was absolutely so wonderful and juicy and delicious about this, is that I've been saying this for forever. About what is in things. So the thing is with me, right, and I'm going to, well, okay, because I have to be careful what I say, right, because obviously, you know, obviously we could do without getting my video taken down, right? So here's the fact, what I'm going to say. So with me, I haven't been to, you know, a quack in 6 years, right? And I do everything in my power to keep it that way, right? I mean, I'm not saying that some of them are not useful, you know. I suppose they are for, you know, for some individuals out there. You know, sometimes they just want to go and have a talk to their friendly quack, don't they? Do you know what I mean? But for myself, I have, you know, I love my lemons, I love my grapefruit, I love my limes, I love my, you know, my salad, I love vegetables. I love my oranges. Do you know what I mean? So, and of course, you know, sorry, excuse me, like I said before, oh, it's froze again. Was it froze? What's up? What's happened there? Do you know something? Anyway, I've got to mention something else, but I'm not going to do that yet, because this is what I do say. Because I'm on one thing, I'm talking about one thing, okay? Then something else comes into my mind, and I'm hoping that I do not forget the other thing, what I want to. Anyway, let me get back to the point. So you see, me personally, I'm only talking about me personally now. I'm not, you know, saying anything about anything, right, or anybody, right? All that I'm saying is, see, I eat fish. I mean, I love my spuds, I love my potatoes, right? And I love, like what I've already told you, okay? I'm not really into sweet stuff, to be perfectly honest. Do you understand what I mean? But, you know, I do that. Now, I have noticed, right, that you just feel you're inside. So I'm not having a pop at anyone who has meat. I'm not. So I've got to make this point very, very clear now. I'm just saying that when I stopped eating meat, right, it's really hard to explain, okay? But it's like my insides felt healthier. So, confirmation. Do you see what I mean? I just feel healthier. You know, but anyway, like I said, I mean, this is not a video on, you know, who eats meat and who does not. Do you know what I mean? I'm just talking about my own personal self here. Okay, so anyway, so that's what I want to say about that. Now, what was I going to say? See, now I've forgotten. What was I going to say? It just was in my mind. I don't know. Cannot remember now what I was going to say. Anyway. If you please just excuse me a moment, I'm just trying to see, mind you, trying to even flipping read my own writing is a flipping mission in itself. Because I write things down and then... Let's have a look. Oh, right. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a pause. Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. Sorry, that's just come into my mind now. My phone, right, froze. Not you know, and you heard me, and I said, what's happened to it now? Right, it's just done it. And something else as well I want to mention, and I've mentioned this on other videos previously, somebody is messing around with my videos. Not all of them. Now I looked into this further actually, because I've got one of my dear and wonderful friends who's her brother happens to, well, he has very high up in IT. And, you know, she asked her brother what this is all about. I mean, this is not a joke. I'm being serious. I mean, it's like I've got all these different colours coming up on the... and it seems to be on certain videos. And you know what? And I would never have known, you know, until I stumbled across it, because when you look at, well anyway, for those of you who do have a YouTube channels, right, you'll know what I'm talking about here. So, you know, if you click on for the videos that you've done, you go into your channels and that, and you go into, yes, right. Well, it's not showing up on those. What's happening is, if it's coming up on a feed somewhere else, right, then I would never have known that it's still happening. And I happened to stumble across. Really flipping, you know, and I wanted to mention that, and that was one of the things that I wanted to mention yesterday. Sorry, rewind. Yesterday evening. And one of the ones that it seems to be happening on is my my first ever video that I did on the 19th of December last year. You cannot see my face. You can hear me, you can hear my voice, but you cannot see me at all. It's like all these different... It's so hard for me to explain it to you, what is happening here. Now then, getting back to what my dear friend's brother explained to my dear friend to come and tell me, is that this is somebody in the UK, right, because I live in the UK, you know, I live in the UK, right. Now, if that's the case, it would be free. It's really hard for me to explain this the way it was explained to me. It would be free, okay? But if somebody say, I don't know, say if somebody was, say, abroad, right, in a different country, now they would have to pay for that, to be able to do that to somebody's videos. Now, this sounds really bonkers to you. I mean, I had a number of individuals, because I've talked to a number of individuals, and I said, I said, you know, and they said, oh, it could be, you know, YouTube and, you know, the videos going up. I said, no, this is not YouTube. I mean, what reason, what on earth, what reason would YouTube want to do that for? What it was, I was just doing just a reading, a video. That was my first ever reading. No, I do not remember in any of that, in any of my wording, Did I said anything wrong or did anything wrong? Because I did not. So what on earth reason, correct English, would anybody have to do this to me? But it's still going on. And it seems to be certain videos. Now, I haven't noticed anything lately, saying, you know, my last videos. I haven't noticed anything there, okay? But I'm telling you, and nobody would ever believe, unless you've seen it. And a couple of my dear friends did. They said, oh, yes, we can see. Like some of the videos, just to explain, some of them are at the top there, and what's happening is it's like green and like that. And then on the others, it's like green, yellow, pink, red. So I'm mentioning, well, rewind again. I'm having to, you know, sorry about that. I'm having to mention it all over again. It's somebody who's deliberately, this is deliberate. This is, you know, it's not a joke. Do you know what I mean? I mean, why would somebody do that to somebody else? To me, it just does not make any, you know, it just does not make any sense at all. Well, not to me anyway. And anyway, I am having a flipping moan about this. Yes, I am, because here's the thing. Why would somebody deliberately block my face out? Why? Not joking when I say this. And, you know, when I mentioned on much earlier videos, right? I cannot remember which one. I cannot remember now which one I did it on. Did I mention this? But on this same video, right, and that's something else I just want to mention, right, like I've got my, you know, you can see the one half of my body, you know, and my boat basically, that's quite obvious, isn't it? So I'm not being sarcastic when I say right. But they're then putting, it's like my body here to here, and then they're putting it on another video. But what's all that about? It's crazy and it's bonkers. And to be quite honest, I would not wish it on anybody, because there's just no need for that. No, there isn't. You know, what have I done to somebody for them to do that to me for? Please just let me have another sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. Everybody knows I love my coffee. So yes, so I am annoyed about it, to be perfectly honest. But like I say, I would never have realised. I would never have, you know, because I thought all that was all over and done with. But obviously not, it appears. Sorry, excuse me. You know what, one day, dear God, because I do believe that dear God is good, God bless him, dear Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Sorry, excuse me again. But one day, I may find out who it is. And then when I do find out who it is, we should be having a conversation. So anyway, if it's somebody who happens to, and not only that, but one of my videos has been watched. It was my very first one. See, I'm really on one now, right? And how many times has it been viewed? 49 times. Right? Now other videos, no. And that's the one where it was doing all this blooming, all these different colours. You mark my words, we will be having a flipping conversation when I find out who it is. And I'm telling you now, I am one easygoing woman. Right? I don't like to bother anybody or trouble anybody, and nobody should come and trouble me. But this is what's happening. So when that happens, well, messing about with my videos, I'm telling you now, this is somebody who's very, very clever at IT. So I don't know. I do not know whether they're in the UK or whether they're abroad. I do not know. I haven't got a clue at this moment in time. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, we want to be in this life. Well, I do anyway. You know, we want to be happy. We want to be joyful. We want to keep the frequency and the vibration. We need to keep it all lovely and high. Do you know what I mean? But then you have nasty individuals who come along and do that. And yes, if this one is stumbling across, it's not stumbling across anyway, it's deliberate. It really is deliberate. It is. And it's no joke. You'd have to see it. Seeing it is to believe it. Anyway. Crossing me. Shouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, whoever you are, I'm not talking to my beautiful little lovelies who have subscribed to me, or anyone who's just innocent. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not talking to yourselves. It's obviously one particular individual who just enjoys, gets a kick out of flipping blocking me out my own video. Out of my own video, sorry. It's not funny. If you're in that situation, it's not funny at all. And nobody would believe me, you know, unless they've seen it, but it's only for the fact that my dear friends, they've seen it. So what's going on there? So I do not know. But like I say, it's like, my voice is so hard for me to explain it to you. My voice is there so you can hear me talking, but you cannot see it. And I thought at first, is it, does it just happen at the start? No. All the way through my blooming video. So if I'm seeing this, well, who else is seeing it? There must be. Bonkers and nuts and crazy, whoever it is. And if they can see me, you know that what you're doing is very naughty. Do you know what I mean? And to be quite honest with you, I'll tell you what I feel as well. And seeing it, and like I said on other videos, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this. I actually find it rather creepy. See? It's creepy that somebody would want to do that. It's not right, is it? I mean, obviously, whoever it is, I mean, I'm not taking a mickey out of anyone who gets depressed or anything like that, right, who is poorly, right? But obviously, whoever's doing it, the lift doesn't go up to the top floor, does it? If you get my meaning. No joke. It is not a joke. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, that was just my neighbours up the road. Sorry. It's just, you know, because I'm not going to be ignorant and not wave to them. Do you know what I mean? To wave to everybody. So, and they're a lovely family. God love them. Oh, bless. Well, all the families I know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling on. Right. So what I'm saying is, sorry, excuse me, why do I keep getting this? Right? Is it, do you know what I mean? I know I keep going on about this, but if you know, and please, dear God, that none of you out there experience this. You have your channels, but I mean, whoever it is, all the cups are not in the cupboard, are they? I do not know it, but you know what? I'm not going to keep going on about it, because when I get, do you know, I just like to be happy, happy, happy. I really, really do, right? But at the same time, when you come across and you see this happening, well, no, it's not on. It's not on, and it's not fair. Simply because I've done nothing to deserve, you know, rewind again. Sorry about that, but I've done nothing wrong to deserve it. So whoever you are, I'm just going to ask you very nicely, just stop what you're doing. Because I am getting very annoyed about this now. You do not sit there for hours, you know, doing your videos, do you? I do. And so do a lot of other YouTubers, God love them. Do you know what I mean? Sat there for hours and hours and hours doing their channel. Do you know what I mean? But nobody deserves that. No, they do not. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more about it because it just cheeses me off. Anyway, I'm just not going to keep going on now anyway. Madness. Anyway, I'm not taking, you know, I don't mean that. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously just one individual. Because that's the only other explanation. And I knew that I wasn't going, I knew. Because at first I thought, I must be seeing things here. But now obviously, you know, I've got this other explanation. You know, but it's hard for me to explain it to you, if you know what I mean. But if it's somebody in the UK, this service is free for them to do that. But if it's abroad, like I said, I'm repeating once again, if it's abroad, then they're having to pay, for, you know, to be able to do that to somebody else's video. I mean, it's like, I had to have all cameras fitted in my home. Was it last year? Last year, yes. Okay. My ex-partner, my daughter's father, he came and put them all in for me. Mind you, he ordered it for me as well and come and fitted them all for me. Because I was a stalker. So, do you know what I mean? It's madness. And even my DNA, but you know, opposite. You know, God bless him. But even he was putting up cameras, as you know, because we're just trying to find out who it is. And I had another green jumper, a really, really beautiful, beautiful green jumper that my beautiful and delicious, beautiful eldest daughter bought for me. Well, both my daughters are very beautiful and delicious, right? But she bought me that green jumper. Lovely jumper it was, lovely. Well, that's gone as well. And then there was bits and pieces been taken off my line as well. Yes. My washing line, my washing line. Opening my windows like wide. Sorry, can you please excuse me a moment? That's my dryer. You could probably hear. Oh, I've just got to go and. Sorry, I'll only be a moment. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, so I just have to put my dryer back on because you see, it sort of, when it clicks off, it goes like that, right? Anyway, anyway, that's what I want to say on that matter. I'm not going to say anything else anyway. I just wanted to just get it out of the way and just say what I've got to say because, you know, just crazy, isn't it? But you know, I mean, you cannot. I mean, the one thing that I am, you know, pleased about. I mean, at least this individual. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's got a. I don't know. I mean, he might be a cross-dresser or something. Sorry, sorry, it was just going to my mind. But yes, but on a serious note, well, I suppose if you look at it another way, at least, you know, no harm came to me, did it? Do you understand what I mean? Because sometimes it can go the other way, can it not? Anyway, so I'm not going to say anything else on that. So yes, for some reason I seem to have it all at me. Do you see what I mean? And I do not do a thing. I don't bother anybody. Do you know what I mean? I just mind my own business. It's crazy, but you know, but this is what I'm saying. I mean, there's individuals in the world. I mean, I'm still going to say God bless them because somebody, you know, somebody has to bless them, don't they? But it's what they get in their mind, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But I must be honest. I mean, at first, do you know what I mean? But it does make you a little bit where you, do you know what I mean? You're always looking. Do you see what I'm saying to you? You shouldn't have to live like that. Well, anyway, at least no harms came. So, you know. It's the only thing you can say there. That's it's Mike. Yeah. Walking his little animal, bless. Yes, so little bit. So, yes, that's all I have to say, really. You know, I just feel that, you know, we're just living in these strange times, aren't we? You know. But as I always say, you know, whatever floats someone's boat, well, that's up to them. But just leave my windows alone and leave everything else alone, leave my blooming videos alone. Anyway, I still haven't found out who the stalker is yet anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on. I'll say what I've got to say for now. I've got nothing more to say. You never know, one day I may find out who the stalker is, and then one day I may find out who's doing it on my videos as well, just flipping crackers. It's potty and it's crackers and it's very silly. And I'm not going to say another word. So anyway, so on that note, okay, I'm going to be starting my readings now. But this little video, well, I just wanted to mention a few things. Do you know what I mean? And just have me moan. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, I always say, you know, because, you know, my dear neighbours when they see me, you know, and I say, you know what? I say, a moan a day keeps the doctor away. You know, it's the same as that saying, isn't it? You know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yes. Anyway, I've got nothing more to say. So thank you so very, very, very much for watching. I've just rambled on and I've rambled on. But anyway, I've got it off my chest now. I've said what I wanted to say. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to wish you a beautiful good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, my little beautiful little lovelies in the world, okay? And thank you so very much. And like I say, if you could please like, subscribe and share if you do enjoy the video. So on that note, I'm going to keep, you know, start doing my readings now. So anyway, on that note, much love to you all, my little lovelies, and God bless and take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.